right in the mesh when the quarterback and the dive back come together. That's when you want to try to wrap them up. Ryan comes with 3 receivers on this side of the field.
1st and 10 for the Irish. Campbell underneath, barking the signals. This time he's going to give it to Wigginton. Wigginton going to power out to the 40. He may have gotten to the 41, a gain of 2.5, maybe 3 yards. Up off the bottom of the pile is 42 for Lebanon, and that is Tim Kelly. Kelly playing a lot of linebacker in there tonight. And Lucas moving around on his ankle down here, but I don't know where he's going back in the ball game or not, fellas.
He's walking kind of gingerly on that thing, but at least he is walking.
He is walking. You're right. 2nd down 7 for the Irish at their own 41-yard line. Campbell sets them down. Wide outs to the right. Campbell again down the line. Here's the pitch to Wigginton. Got a little room. Wigginton blasts over the 45, out to the 48, to the 50. In Lebanon territory at the 49-yard line, and it'll be 1st down.
Pretty good pitch by Campbell, who's a left-handed quarterback. He makes the right-handed pitch to Wigginton, and Jeremy Rich almost disjointed him. He really came strong in there. Running into the football game is Titus Kelly. Titus returns to action at a strong safety position. Out of the football game comes Ronnie Presley.
And Lucas is doing a little running down on the sideline now. 1st and 10, length of the football in Lebanon territory. Ryan out of the huddle and up to the line. This drive started at their own 23. Handoff, second man through, and nothing, loose football, but Ryan's got it, I think. Somebody unjointed him from the football, and for Lebanon it was Mark Wilson making the tackle on the second man through, and he dropped the football, but Ryan was on it, and a gain of 2 on the fumble.
Jeremy Stafford comes out of the football game. Chris Hicks returns out of the game for Lebanon. Doug Whitefield, a junior. And don't be surprised before too long if we don't see Lucas putting that helmet on and strapping it up and returning to the football game.
He seems walking a little better, and he's putting those gloves back on now, getting ready to go, I think. I wouldn't have thought it a moment ago. Campbell sets him down. 2nd down, well, call it 2nd and 9. Campbell down the line. Gets by one man, turns it inside. Lebanon going to hit him as he crosses the 40 all the way down to the 35-yard line. 1st down, Campbell, and Lebanon going to have to corral Campbell, the quarterback. He is making things happen. He's faking to Wigginton in there and then keeping. And Todd Campbell right now is killing the Blue Devils.
We've got to put helmets on that quarterback. Out of the football game for Lebanon, Tim Kelly comes off. He's got a little ankle problem. He didn't want to come off, and the officials are sending him off with that limp.
So the Blue Devils are hurting at linebacker right now. Did Lucas go back in?
Not yet. Melvin Ligon is in there at linebacker along with, let's see who that other linebacker is. No, Lucas has returned. So it's Lucas and Ligon at the 2 linebacker spots.
1st and 10 for Ryan at the Lebanon 35. This drive started at the Ryan 23. Handoff, second man through is Vance. He gets a yard. No more. Loose football again, but I think he was down.
Lebanon was really concerned, Clyde, coming into this football game about injuries, about depth. We've had some kids who have been banged up. Jason Henson unable to play this year because of a neck problem. He was a solid linebacker. That's the end of the first period. Lebanon trails FatherRyan by a score of 7-0. We'll be back in 1 minute. Clyde Harville, John Bryan down on the field. Terry, we have seen this quarterback, Campbell, for FatherRyan put on quite a show running the football.
Tommy, in the first quarter alone, he carried the ball 4 times for 66 yards, including in that is a 33-yard touchdown run. So Campbell's done the job for FatherRyan in the first half.
We got to do a better job of tackling him. John, did you get a chance to check on Kelly, the linebacker, on the sideline? John, did you get a chance to check on Kelly?
No, not yet, Tommy. We're down here speaking with Dr. Kalen now and talking a little bit more about the linebacker Lucas and his spring. He has a goose egg as big as a golf ball on his ankle, so he's going to be watched very closely, according to Dr. Kalen. He's back in the lineup now, and he's going to be playing, but we don't know how long he's going to be able to go with that big knot on his leg.
And I see Kelly being taped by Sherry Vaught on the near sideline, so it looks like Kelly will be returning to the football game.
Kelly's in a hurry to get that back on. He's going to get back in.
I don't think he's any more of a hurry than Mike Bartlett is to get him back out there.
Yeah, they're taping him up right now and putting the sock back on him as we speak, so he'll be going back in.
Lebanon Blue Devils going to have to come up with a big defensive series here. This drive started at the Ryan 23, and they moved inside the Lebanon 35 to the 34-yard line, where it is second down and 9 at that point. Ryan had Wigginton moving. Now they finally throw the flag. Boy, he waited an eternity, but that was illegal motion. Wigginton was moving. Why did he wait so long?
Maybe early in the season he forgot which pocket he'd put that flag in. But Gary Eakes and the officiating crew out of Rutherford County working this game tonight, Lebanon and Father Ryan. We remind you once again, stay tuned after the game for the scoreboard show on the air till 11:30 tonight, bringing you scores from all across Tennessee.
So the illegal motion penalty will back them up to the 40-yard line. Nose of the football now just outside the Lebanon 40, and it will be second down and 14 should be, but it looks more like, well, it's second and 15 is what you can call it from here.
Terry, they didn't step that off right,
no,
did they?
They lost a yard.
The line of scrimmage was the 34. It's now the 40.
6-yard penalty. Well, it's early. Campbell sets him down. Handoff. Here comes Wigginton, and Wigginton going to cross the 40, down over the 38, 37, 36, made the 35-yard line, got back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be third down and 10 from the Lebanon 35, and the Blue Devils trying to stiffen that wall and hold the Irish out here.
Wigginton coming kind of against the flow. They line him up at the left halfback spot, and he bounces the run over here to the near sideline. Kind of a trap sort of action as he's just trying to find a little hole there, a little seam that he can run up into.
Ball at the Lebanon 35, third down and 10. Ryan, and whistles sound everywhere, and officials timeout. No, Lebanon's going to take a timeout here, so we'll take a timeout. Take a quick 1 minute break right here. We'll be back after this. The Lebanon 35, and it will be a big third down play here for the Blue Devil defense. Campbell with a long count. Ryan jumps. And the handoff in through the middle to Vance. Vance is free. 30, 25. Knocked down. He's got the first down, but it'll be brought back as the flag finally comes out of the... Boy, these officials are calling it, but man, they're waiting a while, aren't they?
It may be the early season, just trying to get the feel for everything, and they're seeing it, and they know it's a penalty, but that muscle memory hasn't taken over yet to where they can throw those flags. Ryan's flanker moving prior to the snap. Illegal procedure will be the mark-off, and perhaps another 6-yard penalty, Gary Stafford? Let's see here. They get it right?
We gained a yard the other time, but he's on the yard markers this time. He'll get the 5.
You know, that happened quick enough. That play should have never gone off. They should have threw that flag and blown it dead. Somebody's going to get hurt if they don't start throwing them flags a little earlier.
Boy, they have been late on those last two. Now it brings up a 3rd and 15, and the Blue Devil defense is looking better all time right now. Got a little bit more breathing room. Looking at a 3rd and 15 is Ryan. Boy, Ryan's got some horses up front. That Nick Garman he is something. 6'4", 270. And he's probably the biggest up there, but he's got some mates almost as big. Ryan with a 3rd and 15 from the Lebanon 40, leading 7-0. Fake. Campbell down the line. Here is the pitch to Vance. Vance comes inside, gets away from a man. Vance turns the 35 inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line, and he is within a yard or two of the first down. And Lebanon again has Kelly, the linebacker, getting up limping, but he's staying out there this time. And Lucas is coming off now limping. So what should have been Lebanon's strongest position, as Tommy and I were talking a moment ago, now turns out to be the weakest, as Henson, the backup, first backup, is out for the season, Tommy, and both have been the starters hurt here tonight.
Summerall goes into the game, as well as Melvin Ligon. So we've got a couple of defensive subs for Lebanon. Long field goal attempt by Gertman. The spot's the 35. John, it's a 45-yard attempt.
Campbell to hold. Gertman's kick. It's up. It looks good. It's long enough. It is good. The score now with 9 minutes, 53 seconds to go in the first half. Father Ryan is 10, Lebanon nothing. This sideline report is brought to you by Base.
Marches down to the Lebanon 28. From that point, Charles Gertman has just kicked a 45-yard field goal. So with 9:53 left in the second quarter, Father Ryan leads Lebanon 10-0.
Matt and Mike Greer, double deep safeties for the Blue Devils, and Gertman set to kick off, as Terry told you, with a 10-0 lead now, and the Irish getting their courage up here with that big lead, and the Blue Devils going to have to answer back soon to stay in this football game. Here's Gertman. Long, high, deep kick going to be taken at the 3, to the 5, out to the 10, 15, slides out over the 19, maybe the 20-yard line is Mike Greer on the carry. Brings it back from the 3 to the 20, call it, and it'll be 1st and 10 Lebanon. They're 80 yards away from a TD.
Lebanon's offensive front, Chris Bain, Chris Hicks, Brad Clemens, Mark Wilson, Rocky Gann, the tight end for Lebanon. Let's check who we've got in the football game. It could be Pitt, it could be Spurlock. It is Adam Pitt, and the quarterback, Damon Pitt. Reeves is the fullback, and Titus Kelly at tailback.
Hankins split wide to the near side, Rudd to the right side. Handoff here is a draw play and trying to get outside, and nowhere to go is Kelly. They eat him up back at the 18-yard line, a loss of 2. Ryan poured through like a sieve that time, and Kelly had not a prayer.
Lebanon trying to run the misdirection. Fullback goes one way, tailback comes the other, and the Fighting Irish not biting on the play fake as Kelly with negative yardage on the play. Once again, the team's physicians and trainers working on Mark Lucas on the near sideline.
2nd down, 12 for the Lebanon Ball Club, deep in their own territory at their own 18. Can't afford a mistake back here. Double wide outs to the right side, and Pitt wants to throw. Quick over open the middle, and almost intercepted by a big linebacker back there. And FatherRyan's Matt Mondelli almost came down with it, but it was right in his hands, and then he dropped it.
Mondelli's not going to get a better chance to pick one off than that. It hit him right in the hands. Mondelli last year, one of the top tacklers on the FatherRyan football team. Nearly 100 tackles from that young man last year as a junior. Out of the football game comes Brian Reeves. Lebanon going with a wide receiver package. Simstrote in the game replacing Reeves.
3rd and 12 for the Blue Devils. Pitt sets him down, double wide outs to the wide side of the far side. Pitt's got time. Now it closes. Here comes Pitt out over the 20, still on his feet. Loose football, and I think Ryan is going to have it as he crosses the 30 or the 25 out to about the 26-yard line. And another mistake digs the hole deeper for the Blue Devils.
Lebanon, somehow Damon Pitt got back on that football, folks.
Did he?
Wow.
Well,
John,
he did. I don't know how.
It was right in front of you. How did he do it?
I have no idea. He was nowhere near the ball when it hit the ground. Somehow he squirmed back and got his hands on it.
I guess that's one of those cases where Damon felt like he better get the football back.
I imagine so. He wanted it more than the other guys.
Ball at the 26, and that gives Lebanon a little life now. They need a good punt out of Pitt. But, boy, he really... I don't see how he got it. Ryan had 5 or 6 white shirts in there, and nobody there but Pitt. Here's a snap, and it was a good one. Pitt, long driving kick, going to bring him way back to the 20. Loose football, back to the 20. Picks it up to the 25, comes to the near side, gets a block. Out to the 30, 35, 36. Vance still on his feet, going to be drilled at the 36-yard line. Lebanon finally gets enough blue jerseys there to corral him at his own 36.
Looks like we outkicked our coverage, Terry Stafford.
That kick good for 49 yards by Pitt. Vance returned it 11 yards, but there's a penalty on the field, penalty flag, and I'm sure FatherRyan's going to be backed up even further.
That might be a biggie.
We saw a clip down here right where the wedge was being formed, and so maybe they'll throw it another 15 yards back.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to take a good stroll on this one. All the way back to the 21-yard line. I was hoping he might give us the 20, but they didn't that time. Just 15.
Yeah. Terry